Hey guys, so I'm going to be showing you how I protect mine. I have two Tamagotchis. The one on this side is the Sanrio, and as you can see, I have kind of like a do-it-yourself case on it, and I also have a plastic cover to protect the faceplate and the screen. A lot of the cases I find online are either too bulky or they protect everything but the cover. So I kind of just like figured out this way to do it really quick and easy from home. So this is what the final product will be like. And this is my Wonder Garden. So this is what I'll be using to show all the steps. The things you need is one, a balloon. So this will be the case part. And the screen protector part is kind of this like plastic. This was actually like a bag from like a Halloween costume, but yeah, so we could get some like type of like thin but like reusable plastic. This would be for the cover. Just an expo marker, a pair of scissors, then what I also find very helpful is a pair of little scissors. So I have this like mini Swiss Army knife and these little scissors, but they're pretty common for like, I don't know, nail stuff, etc. And then the last thing is a hole punch, and that's gonna be for the buttons. So yeah, let's get started. So the first thing, we're gonna go ahead and make the case first. And here's my balloon. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the regular scissors and we're gonna cut about like down there. So we're gonna get rid of the narrow part, but leave enough balloon for it to go all around the case, the Tamagotchi. So I'm gonna go ahead and just cut there. So now we have this. You can see it can open here, and this is where the Tamagotchi is gonna go. What I noticed is the inside has really good grip, and the outside, I've tried putting it like inside out before, and it tends to kind of like slip off the Tamagotchi over time. So I just leave it the way it is, the inside part in. So now we're gonna go ahead and put it on the Tamagotchi. So I have a piece of paper here, just so that the faceplate doesn't get scratched. It's best if you don't have anything on, like here on the phone charm. So what we're gonna do is put it face down, and then you're gonna take the Tamagotchi, the balloon I mean, and then open it and just kind of put it there, make sure it goes around the sides, and there we go. So now it's on, and now what we want to do is just go around and really fit it over. Now here, there's still a lot of extra, so you can take the big scissors, and it's fine if you don't have the small ones. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my little scissors here and just very carefully cut around the edge so that it gets fitted properly. So I'll go ahead and do that. Perfect. So now you'll see here I cut it around, so now it fits perfectly. I'm just gonna tighten it up a little bit, and just make sure you also don't overcut, since there is tension on the balloon. If you cut too much, then it kind of goes off like the sides there, and like over time the balloon kind of just naturally pulls back. But as long as you do it all the way around the edges, it stays on really well. Alright, perfect. So then the last part we have is just cutting out a little hole here, so we could put any of the phone like little charms or lanyards that we like to use. just looking closely at the Tamagotchi, I don't think you can see it too clearly here, but you'll be able to notice where the like 2 little dips are for the phone charm. So again, taking little scissors, I'm just gonna poke 2 little holes in there. So now that I have the holes there, I'm just gonna take the balloon off again. You can see where the hole there is, so I'm just gonna find it more comfortable to cut while it's off. Okay, so now there's a hole. One thing that you can do, like if the edges aren't completely straight, you can also kind of straighten that out a bit, but I mean, that's just purely aesthetics. It won't affect the case. All right, so now I'm gonna put it back on. Okay, so now it's on. So this is the case part. It's super thin and it protects against any scratches. It's just really thin and not bulky whatsoever. So now the second part that we'd like to protect is the faceplate from any scratches. You need a piece of plastic, and like I said, I got this from it was the bag for a Halloween costume that I got last weekend. So now we're gonna go ahead and just lay the Tamagotchi down, and then with a piece of plastic, the part that you'd like to use, we're gonna go ahead and put just take a little piece of tape and kind of roll it so that it's like double-sided, and just press it lightly. I'm gonna do it on the screen since it has a screen protector anyway, but if you don't want any stickiness on your screen, you could also do it on the faceplate. And now with a piece of plastic, I'm just gonna lay it on top, and kind of, the tape is just to keep the plastic in place. And now, let's see if I can. And then now with the plastic here, we're going to take our Expo marker and kind of just trace over the Tamagotchi and do dots for where the buttons are. So just 3 little dots. And then the reason I'm using Expo is because at the end it's very easy to wash off without leaving the plastic dirty. Whereas if you're using Sharpie, all the marks are going to stay there. And then now I'm just gonna kind of draw around, kind of outline the Tamagotchi. Okay, so I did the outline and did the dots for where the buttons are, and as you can see, this is what it looks like. So now we're gonna take our scissors and cut this out, but don't cut right on the line. Leave kind of just cut the square around, and then you'll see what we'll do there. We do need to leave extra space so that it can be secured and kind of wrapped around the Tamagotchi. So I'll go ahead and cut that out. Okay, so now here's the outline, and now what we want to do is we kind of want to leave little flaps that go out. Let me draw it with Expo just so that it's easier. But we want to kind of leave little flaps that go out so that they can wrap into the Tamagotchi and the faceplate is secure. So now let me go ahead and cut, and then we'll see a little bit better of what it looks like. Okay, so this is now what it looks like. So let me see if it shows better here. You can see there's the Tamagotchi shape and kind of little flaps. The flaps don't need to be too long, so I'm just gonna kind of cut them down. Okay, and then the last thing we have to do is kind of punch out the little holes, and that's what the hole punch is for. So now that, and Now it's pretty much ready to go. Let's just wipe away the expo. You can get a tissue. I don't have one at hand, so I'm kind of just doing it with my fingers, but you can see how easy it comes off. All right, perfect. See, so this is why we wanted to use expo marker. Now it's really hard to see, but it's completely clean off. And now we're gonna get our Tamagotchi back. And get our Tamagotchi back on, and we're gonna go ahead and put this on. And basically what's gonna happen is we're gonna lay it over, and we're just gonna tuck each flap in between the Tamagotchi and the balloon one at a time. So now I'm gonna put the faceplate under. You see the little buttons match perfectly well, and now we're gonna kind of hold it in place with our thumb and put in one little flap at a time. So this is a new balloon, so it's a little bit kind of tighter. Then eventually over time the balloon gets softer, but kind of just lifting the piece and then folding the flap in. And now all the flaps are in. The balloon got a little bit shifted, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put that back on. Okay, so there you have it. So the case is like the Tamagotchi of itself is protected with a balloon that we cut out. There's a hole on top so you could still use the charms, and then the cover is protected by the piece of plastic, and now you have a perfectly safe little Tama.